Okay, getting ready for lesson 9.5. So if you want to get your homework, page 745 ready, we'll get that corrected. Sample answers, because there's so many different ways you could do this. So the questions on a multiple choice test have 4 answer choices. Describe a model that you could use to simulate that. I would have said tossing 2 coins, because you could have heads, 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 tails, tails, heads, tails, tails. And then you do have to say you would toss the 2 coins 50 times. Whatever it is that you're doing, you have to do it 50 times because it's a 50 question test. Number 2, same thing. There's, okay, so we weren't allowed to do the graphing calculator. So you would have had to say something different. Numbers 0 through 9 mean you had 10 outcomes. So we would have done maybe a spinner with 10 equal sections. Maybe you could have done 10 cards in a bag, something like that. And we need 4 digits. So we have to do whatever it is you were doing 4 times. Number 3, the jar of cookies contains 18 different types of cookies. Each type is equally likely chance of being chosen. How many times must a cookie be chosen in order to get each type? 18 different types of cookies. So a spinner with 18 different sections. They put 3 equal sections. Oh, and they put and rolled a number cube. Okay, I need to keep reading. 18 cards in a bag for each different type of cookie. And then you just, whatever it is that you picked to do, you have to say you repeat it until all the different types of cookies are obtained. No numerical answer for that. There's no such number for an answer. Okay, 745. It's 746. And now I have to go to, whoops, my next chart here. Page 757 is where we're starting today. Fundamental counting principle. So, Tyler wants to take a class at the community center. The table shows the class options that he's considering. All the classes are offered only on Monday and Tuesday. So according to this table here, he's got a drawing class, a martial arts class, and a dance class to choose from. He can take those classes on either Monday or Tuesday. So according to the table, how many classes is he considering? And then how many days are the classes offered? Okay. So there's 3 classes. There's 2 days. So he could do drawing on Monday. There's the sample space for drawing on Monday. Drawing on Tuesday, martial arts Monday, martial arts Tuesday. What is the other one? Dance on Monday, dance on Tuesday. This is the sample space for this question. So number 4, find the product of the 2 numbers that you found for exercise 1. What's 3 times 2? 6. So that means there's 6 outcomes in my sample space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy way to figure out how many numbers you should have in your sample space, how many outcomes there are. If an event M has M possible outcomes, and event N has N possible outcomes, then you just multiply them together, like we just did. 3 classes on 2 different days, there are 6 outcomes, and that's what this is today. That's the lesson today. Fundamental counting principle. Not hard at all, okay? So we have 2 coins and we have a number cube, or I'm sorry, not 2 coins. We have a coin with 2 outcomes, a heads and a tails. We have a number cube with 6 outcomes. So if we roll a number cube and toss a coin, 2 times 6 is 12, we should have 12 outcomes. So part A here, under the got it, says, find the total number of outcomes when choosing from a bike helmet that comes in 3 colors and 2 styles. So how many outcomes would that be? 6. Number 2, find the total number of outcomes from rolling a number cube with sides labeled 1 through 6 and choosing a letter from the word numbers. N-U-M-B-E-R-S, 7 letters. 6 times 7, 42. Now, find the probability of rolling a 6 and choosing the letter M. There's 1 M and there's 1 6 on the number cube. So if there's 42 outcomes, there's only 1 out of 42. That would be the answer. Don't have to do it as a percent. I would just write 1 out of 42 would be my probability for that answer there. Find the number of different jeans available at the jean shop. So we have 5 different sizes. We have 3 different lengths, and we have 3 different styles. So 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 3 is 45. So now they're asking, what's the probability of selecting a 32 by 34 slim? There's 132 waist, 134 length, and 1 slim. So that means 1 out of 45. All right, pause and do letter B. Okay, you have 2 number cubes. What is the probability that the sum of the numbers on the cubes is 12? So remember, we have 2 cubes. There's 36 different ways to roll them. That was from about 2 lessons ago. Okay, so how can we roll a 12? We can roll a 6 and a 6. And are there any other ways to roll a sum of a 12? No, because it would have to be a 7 and a 5. There aren't any 7s on the number cube. An 8 and a 4. There are no 8s on the number cube. Only 1. So how likely is it? Not likely is what you would write. Number 4, a box of toy cars contains blue, orange, yellow, red, and black. 5 colors. What's the probability of randomly choose, and then male or female action figure? 5 times 2. There are 10 outcomes. There's 10 items in our sample space. What's the probability of choosing the orange car with a female action figure? That would be 1 out of 10. Is it likely or unlikely? Unlikely. And in fact, they say very unlikely, but it is unlikely. Guided practice on 760. You go ahead and pause and do number 1, 2, and 3. For number 1, use the fundamental counting principle to find the number of outcomes from tossing a quarter, a dime, and a nickel. 8. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 outcomes on each coin makes 8 outcomes. Number 2, How many outcomes possible when rolling a number cube and picking a cube from 4 different colored cubes? 24. Find the number of different outfits that can be made from 3 sweaters, 4 blouses, 6 skirts. So we have 12 times 6 is 72 outcomes. And then it says find the probability of randomly selecting a particular outfit. So that's one outfit. That's 1 out of 72. Is the probability likely or unlikely? I would say this one is very unlikely. 1 out of 72. So there's your answer for number 3. And trying to find the homework here. And there it is, 761. Cinnamon raisin bagel and sun-dried tomato are okay. So make sure that you're looking at the homework. Cinnamon raisin is 1. It's not, there are 1, 2, 3, there's 4 types of bagels, 3 types of cream cheese. I just wanted to make sure that you saw that. Okay, so go ahead and try 761 and 762.